Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler were set to face off at UFC 303 on June 29th, but the much-anticipated bout was called off after McGregor broke his pinky toe. The injury forced him to withdraw from the event, leaving fans disappointed. However, McGregor has since fully recovered and is eager to get back into the octagon, despite UFC President Dana White's recent comments suggesting otherwise. Dana White, in a recent statement, hinted that McGregor would not return to the UFC in 2024. This didn't sit well with McGregor, who quickly took to social media to express his frustration. Dana," McGregor tweeted in response to White's remarks, adding that he already had plans to ramp up his training in September. He made it clear that he was targeting a December return, urging the UFC to schedule the fight. December is the date. Not long after, McGregor followed up with another post suggesting that he might have persuaded White to allow the fight to happen before the year ends. In response, Chandler seemed to be on board with McGregor's proposed timeline, posting, "December it is, just 2 hours later." Despite McGregor's enthusiasm and Chandler's agreement, White remains skeptical about McGregor's return this year. In an interview ahead of UFC 305, White shared his thoughts on the situation. "Don't know what Chandler's planning on doing. Know he's kind of kicking around right now," White told Sportsnet. He acknowledged that McGregor had been pressing him to schedule a fight, saying, "You can imagine after said that, Conor was blowing me up, going, 'Definitely fight this year.'" White, however, remains cautious, stating, "When we get to a point where we're setting a fight and believe that a Conor McGregor fight is going to happen, I will announce it. As of right now, believe that Conor will not fight this year. Conor's saying he wants to fight in December. We'll see how it plays out." McGregor hasn't stepped into the octagon since July 2021, when he suffered a brutal leg injury during his trilogy fight with Dustin Poirier at UFC 264. The injury has kept him out of action for over 2 years, but the prospect of a return fight with Chandler has been on the table since February 2023. Chandler, meanwhile, has been waiting patiently for the bout to materialize, but as time drags on, he's starting to consider other options. Chandler has made it clear that he's willing to wait for McGregor, but he's also beginning to think about potential opponents if the fight with Notorious doesn't happen soon. He's got a short list of 5 fighters he'd be interested in facing: Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, Arman Tsarukyan, and Poirier. These are all high-caliber fighters, and Chandler is clearly focused on climbing the ranks and taking on the best. Chandler, currently ranked number 6, sees a fight with the 15th-ranked Pimblett as a step down, rather than a step up. "Doesn't really make sense to me," Chandler explained. "He's exciting. He's gonna continue to put on fun fights and continue to climb, but right now it just doesn't make sense for me." That said, Chandler didn't entirely rule out the possibility of facing Pimblett in the future. But who knows? If that's a fight the fans want to see, if that's a fight the UFC wants, it's always fun to fight a guy who's loved by fans, he added. As the year progresses, the big question remains: will McGregor make his long-awaited return to the octagon in December, or will Chandler have to look elsewhere for his next opponent?